Xbox One. It's the console that everyone is talking about.
Xbox One.
Xbox One.
Xbox One.
Xbox One.
Xbox One.
Xbox On.
Except for Microsoft when it comes to certain crucial topics. At the presentation in which Microsoft unveiled its next console, vital details about the gaming experience were missing. Now, if Microsoft wants to banish some pretty severe doubts about the Xbox One, these are the 7 crucial questions that it has to answer, and answer right.
Firstly, how are pre-owned games going to work? There were early rumours that pre-owned games were going to be blocked outright with Xbox One. That's not happening, but it's clear that the way second-hand games work is going to be very different on the next Xbox. Microsoft has said that the game needs to be installed to your Xbox One to work, and that the game is tied to your login. So you can take the disc to a friend's house and play as long as you log in. But what happens when you want to sell on that game? On this subject, confusion abounds. Microsoft's corporate VP, Phil Harrison, says only, "We will have a system where you can take that digital content and trade a previously played game at a retail store. Our goal is to make it really customer-centric, really simple, and really understandable, and we will announce those details in due course." Unconfirmed reports say that Microsoft and game retailers are going to have to hammer out a deal where Microsoft and game publishers take a big cut of authorized second-hand game sales. Good news for publishers who used to get nothing from second-hand game sales. Bad news for retailers who used to make a mint out of trade-ins. Well, boo-hoo. But bad news as well for second-hand games and the people who buy them, because if retailers lose their incentive to sell pre-owned games, they'll just stop doing that. And what if you want to sell on your game on eBay or some other unofficial channel? We just don't know. What gives, Microsoft?
Secondly, what about the Xbox One's internet connection requirement? Pre-reveal rumours suggested it would have an always online requirement, like the ones so deeply popular and convenient in SimCity and Diablo 3. It turns out Xbox One doesn't need to be online all of the time, but it does need to be online some of the time. On its official news site, Microsoft says vaguely, it does not have to be always connected, but Xbox One does require a connection to the internet. We are also designing it so you can play games and watch Blu-ray movies and live TV if you lose your connection. You mean I can play Blu-ray discs without an internet connection? Oh, Xbox One, you are spoiling us. What happens if my internet connection goes out for a few hours, or for a day, or for those 2 weeks after you move house but before you get the internet in? If my Xbox One can't do its mandatory online check-in, then what happens?
One of the tantalising but nebulous promises about the Xbox One is that it will get more powerful as time goes on thanks to the magic of the cloud.
This system is built to amaze on day one and continuously improve over the generation ahead.
So as Microsoft adds more servers to its network and as developers learn to exploit that processing power for number crunching, your Xbox One will be powered up well beyond the 5 billion transistors already in the box. Sounds great, but how does it work? I mean, we'll need something a little more substantial than kind of hand-waving promises about supercomputer-powered consoles in 10 years' time to sell Xbox One cloud tech. I mean, the hardware savants at Digital Foundry aren't convinced. They say it's uncertain and even unlikely, and that Microsoft needs to prove it with some software. We're certainly not seeing the notional results of a 4-fold increase in Xbox One's processing power, says Digital Foundry. And Microsoft needs to prove its position with strong ideas and practical demonstrations. Until then, it's perhaps best not to get too carried away with the idea of a super-powered console. We want cloud to work, Microsoft. It sounds brilliant, but you're going to have to show us how it does, and soon.
Tell me, Microsoft, why should I buy any more XBLA games when you've said there's no carrying them over onto the Xbox One? There's no backwards compatibility for Xbox 360 digital games, just as there's no backwards compatibility for disc-based games. Microsoft Game Studios VP Phil Spencer told GameSpot, "Those games will continue to run on your Xbox 360 for as long as your Xbox 360 runs." Oh, you mean you're not going to break into my house and wipe my 360's hard drive? Phil, you are spoiling us. Spencer continues, "We think for somebody who invests in a large digital library that you want to keep your Xbox 360. Keep that as a vibrant part of the ecosystem. That vibrant ecosystem means 2 big Xboxes under your telly instead of 1. And didn't you want the Xbox One to become the all-in-one system for every living room?"
To become the all-in-one system for every living room.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
This question is simple. How is the Xbox One going to integrate with TV services in my country? Now, watching TV is what the Xbox One is all about, or so we gather.
TV. I'm watching live TV.
But the presentation was very US-centric.
Now here in Seattle, I'm a Comcast subscriber, so this is the programming available in my area.
Before I go pre-order an Xbox One, I need to know how it's going to integrate with TV channels and services in my neck of the woods.
Microsoft has a recent patent which says that Xbox One could give you achievements for watching TV and adverts, which means it could track everything you watch on television. Add that to the concerns about an always-on mandatory Kinect sensor, and it looks like Xbox One is Microsoft's perfect surveillance device right in the heart of your home. I don't think the reality will be as bad as that, but it doesn't hurt to be a bit paranoid about a device that can see and hear you, sense your heartbeat, and tell your 3 greatest fears. Probably. Mark Whitten, corporate VP of Xbox Live, has said that Kinect isn't looking at you when it's in low-powered standby mode. And Microsoft says, "We're designing the new Kinect with simple, easy methods to customize privacy settings and provide clear notifications and meaningful privacy choices for how data will be used, stored, and shared. We remain fully committed to addressing our customers' privacy questions in greater detail in the coming weeks." So again, it's wait and see, but this is more stuff we need to know about Microsoft.
Microsoft has said that the Xbox One has full smart glass integration, which means you can control the console using your tablet or your smartphone. Microsoft's Mark Whitten even says that it's a native part of the Xbox One architecture, whatever that means.
Your smart device will behave like it's born to work with Xbox One.
But they still haven't said anything about being able to play games on the remote device like you can with the Wii U controller or on the PS Vita with your PS4. So I want to know, Microsoft, is Xbox One the only new console that I can't play while I'm on the John?
The people need to know. So there are the crucial questions we need answers to about the Xbox One, and that hopefully we'll get out of Xbox One's showing at E3 very soon. What are your burning questions about the Xbox One? Please leave them in the comments, and we'll see you next time on Outside Xbox.